The key to being successful in sales or being a mortgage broker is really how you follow up. My question to you is, do you have a system, and do you want to learn mine today? All right, so follow up. What does that mean? What does that mean to you? What does that also mean to the people you talk to? The question you have to ask yourself is, when you're talking to an agent, do you know their expectations? Have you told them your expectations? Have you told them when you're going to follow up or how you're going to follow up? Those are the questions that I have to ask myself before every single follow-up call that I make is, have I set expectations? Am I going to set expectations? And how am I going to keep myself accountable? You're going to learn more about that later in this video. Have you heard of time blocking? And do you know how important it really is? Our boy Rob Dyrdek is blowing up on social media right now about his whole entire schedule and his structure of how he lays out his time. I can tell you this isn't rocket science. Successful people have been doing this for years and years. I actually picked this up from Think and Grow Rich. It made me think about it as I started studying some of the GOATs of who made America. So I'm gonna bust out what I do for time blocking and how I do it and how I structure my day. So let's jump on. All right, here's a calendar that I made in Google. It's a structure, it's kind of funny. It's similar to Rob Dyrdek's, but it's not. So this is how I structure my day, because I hate structure, but I love structure. So let's talk about winning the morning. Winning the morning is very important to me. It's something I've been doing for about 15 years. I wake up, I put my heart and soul to the Lord. I read a little bit of scripture. I also read a book. This is when I take time to kind of prep my brain, or whatever you do for that day, but it's a little bit of me time. And then I go to the gym at 6 and I work out. And I'll show you all of my workouts here. I work out chest on Monday with tries. Tuesday is back and arms. Legs is on Wednesday with a little bit of golf workouts, because I gotta drive the ball a little further than whoever's behind the camera. And then Thursday I play a little bit of pickleball, and Fridays for Dwight Howard shoulders. They're coming in nice. The rest of the day is kind of dictated like this. I get home from the gym and I become a father. I become a husband. I want to be able to finish all the roles for myself. As a father and a husband, I want to finish those roles. I want to give a little bit of time before I go and put on my mortgage broker hat. So at 9 o'clock is when I just start ripping through calls, whether that's new contacts, people that have applied online, or online leads that I've received. I want to be able to rip through those calls and kind of get my mind and my sales process going, get the flywheel rolling. Mondays are a really big day. That's your day to get momentum throughout the week. As a salesperson, it's pivotal that you make sure you're setting expectations and making those phone calls on Monday to generate your referral business and your leads for the rest of the week. Monday has become what I call hell day. I'm sorry that I call it that, but in reality, I want to control as much as I possibly can on Monday. If you look at my schedule, how it works, as I'm doing calls, follow-ups, contacting leads, or whoever is in my pipeline, I'm contacting agents, who I'm gonna see that week, who I wanna see that week. I go and have lunch with somebody because I never eat alone. Great book, by the way. I focus on the next week of marketing, so I don't have to worry or stress about social media marketing or events. I create all my thumbnails and I prep for all these videos that I create. So I can show you real quick how I prep for those videos. This is a sweet little tool that I use just to kind of help me with the videos. It's awesome because I can actually say, hey, we're in progress of doing follow-up right now. And I can keep myself accountable, and I can also stay accountable with the guy behind the camera, so I know what to expect for the next week and what my content looks like. It's a cool little tool to stay like this, because the more organized you are, the more you're able to plan for the future and keep yourself accountable, because if you're going to follow up with other people, you have to follow up with yourself. Time blocking is huge for me, and as you can see, I plan out my whole entire week, and I can give you a PDF of just kind of my calendar if you want, and you can mirror it. But one thing that has really helped me balance being a great husband and father, at least I hope I am, is how I'm able to unwind and focus and be present with my wife and my 2 little girls. So as you see, I have a task there that says take off the LO hat. That is for me to either drive or get on my phone for about 10 to 15 minutes, do whatever I need to decompress. Once I'm home, I want to be a father. I've now started putting my phone on the little stand as I walk in the door. The reason is because I've noticed that my girls grow up really fast, and I never want them to feel like dad did not pay attention to them. So I'm getting better. I'm not always good. You can talk to Megan. I am always thinking about loans and I want more, but I am really trying to be present for my family. Bedtime is seriously something that I look forward to, especially with my daughter right now, reading her stories, praying with her, telling her stories, and creating habits with her. Time block these things, make time for them because they are important. Also, as you see, I also try to make time for my wife. Just because you are married and you're going through life, hopefully equally yoked, you still have to make time and you need to be present for them. At times I feel like I've neglected her in our relationship because I'm so focused on the business or going and getting more. One thing that I've done is on Thursday nights, we try to go out on a date night, whether it's out or it's in. You find a way to have conversation without a cell phone in your hand and just talk. Saturdays and Sundays are family days, but I still react because I'm a loan officer and I'm paid with commission. So because I've done all this prep work prior and earlier in the week, I can then hold myself accountable and tell people the expectations that I've executed and that I will be with my family, but you can feel free to call me or text me. I've noticed this in my business that you start to find out that the people you want relationships with really do come through because they respect you. Respect is something that you need, and that's what's done through follow-up and expectations. Expectations are a big thing when we're talking about follow-up. I just showed you time blocking and how I keep myself accountable, but let's give it a scenario here. Someone applies with me over the weekend, and I tell them, hey, on Monday I'm going to give you a call. When I give them that call, I look at their application, I look at all their documents, and I say, tomorrow I'm going to follow up with you with an email. That tells them by tomorrow at 3 p.m., they need to get me all their documents. Setting that expectation for them keeps them accountable, but it also helps flow with my accountability for myself. You can do this also with your agents or referring partners. When you call them on Monday, say, hey, expect a call from me on Thursday. The call on Thursday is going to tell, hey, this is what happened throughout the week, and I want to make sure we're ready for the weekend. Every agent knows that they got to have pre-approved people before they go and show houses. At least I hope they do. Not all of them do. I'm just hoping, fingers crossed, okay? But that call on Thursday triggers them to call their people, hopefully that afternoon or Friday morning. Then Friday morning, being Friday, you never know what to expect, but those applications or those pre-approvals come in, and I'm able to shut off, hopefully, by the time the day is done, I can have people pre-approved and shopping through the weekend. But you see, I'm controlling the expectations, and it starts on Monday, and on Thursday, I'm creating a call of action. On Friday, I'm buttoning it up, and I'm getting everything that they need so that they can move forward. Follow-up is key. If you want to be successful in sales, if you want to be successful in marketing, it doesn't matter what you're trying to do, follow-up is everything. When you follow up is everything. How you set expectations and also how you do a call to action is also huge. Obviously, I'm just learning how to do this more and more. As I started my whole sales career way back when, door to door, it was really easy to get a call of action. You don't need to follow up because no one would follow up. But with mortgages, it's a process, it's a journey, And sometimes we forget that even when we close the loan, that client means everything. And you need to follow up with them, hopefully a couple times a year, to cultivate that relationship. And if you liked what you saw today and keeping yourself accountable when it comes to setting expectations and doing follow-up and sales or whatever you do, like this channel, subscribe, make comments below on some of the topics you want to hear and learn about. We'll be here every single week dropping knowledge, and hopefully we can impact you and empower you to own a home and the whole entire process. Until next time, my friends, see ya.